Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Our current session is about language and dialects in Pakistan. I hope and expect by the end of this session you would have an idea of the linguistic diversity as well as the complexity of the situation here. Well, my dear students, as being members of this sociolinguistic context of Pakistan, you would be aware of the complicated linguistic situation of Pakistan. In fact, Pakistan is an amalgamation of heterogeneous groups with widely differently spoken languages that have different characteristics and different historical contexts as well. In fact, a large number of languages are spoken in Pakistan. As far as the official language of Pakistan is concerned, Urdu is the national language of Pakistan. English has a status of official language that coexists with Urdu. This is a very, very complicated situation in Pakistan where, Pakistan being created on the base of language ideology, Urdu represents the national sentiments. However, because of the colonial past and because of the functional reasons, English still has the official status, and for all the government correspondence and for all the official purposes, English is used despite all the efforts that have been made through the times to regulate the use of Urdu in these spheres. And, it is also very interesting that though Urdu is the official language of Pakistan, it is not the first language of most of the people of Pakistan. Apart from Urdu, when we talk of English, again, there is a very, very limited number of people who can fluently speak English and who have command over English language. However, it is generally understood by people, by masses, with varying degrees. When it comes to the status of Urdu as a national language, there are a number of handicaps that are associated with it because of the impact of the regional languages, because of the tussle, the kind of tension between the provinces and the federal, etc. Urdu language has suffered a lot in terms of its application on the national level in various spheres of life. If we look at the language policy of Pakistan and if we look at the language policy in education of Pakistan as well, we would find that there are certain glitches, in its application. As far as the regional languages of Pakistan are concerned, I am sure you are aware of these. Punjabi, Balochi, Sindhi and Pashto languages, they are rich in literature. They are associated with various provinces. However, they heavily rely on oral tradition, and moreover, they kind of lack a unitary system of speech form. To further complicate this situation, all speakers within the linguistic communities do not use a single language. People in Pakistan mostly are multilingual. Most of the people use from 3 to 4 languages. People know their regional or their local language or dialect, and then with varying degrees of competence in Urdu, they can speak and sometimes even write Urdu, though the illiterate masses cannot do that. And then English. Again, it varies in terms of social class status. The upper class speaks English more fluently and uses it as a functional language for everyday activities, whereas the middle class struggles with it, and the lower class, though partially understands it, does not have a complete grip over it. In Pakistani context, when we talk of these linguistic differences, actually these linguistic differences are a decisive force and they have a great sociolinguistic implication. However, there are certain similarities in these diversities of languages as well. The tension that I earlier have talked about between English and Urdu can also be found between Urdu and the local languages, and the same push and pull social factors play their role when it comes to the relationship of Urdu with the local languages or with the provincial languages and dialects. So, it's more like a kind of hierarchy where English is placed at the top, followed by Urdu, and then followed by the local and provincial languages. Not less than 24 languages overall are spoken in Pakistan, with a number of dialects that is somewhere around 70. And if I quote Rafiq, these languages heavily lean upon Persian and Arabic when it comes to the linguistic history or the linguistic origin. As far as Balochi is concerned, due to the area's geographical affinity to Iran, it is more akin to Persian than any other language that I have spoken about. As far as the geographical division and the population is concerned, speakers of Punjabi make up 56.1% of the population. 48% use it as first language. It is again very interesting that though 48% use it as their first language because it makes a huge population of all the population of Pakistan, still, in the tussle of, in the tension between Punjabi and Urdu, Punjabi is losing its identity gradually. People are deserting it. And today, if we look at the scenario of Pakistan, it is very interesting to notice that in most of the Punjabi families, the parents do not want their children to learn Punjabi as first language. And in most of the cases, especially in the urbanized contexts, it is always that the children of these Punjabi speakers use Urdu as their first language. The soft boundaries between Punjabi and Urdu, they allow this kind of mutual intelligibility as well. The speakers of Punjabi can understand Urdu, and the speakers of Urdu, even if they are not Punjabis, cannot say that they do not understand Punjabi at all, because there is a lot of similarity between the two. When it comes to Sindhi, Balochi and Pashto and all other regional languages, what we can say is that they again make certain portions of the population. For example, according to Sehgal, Sindhis make up 26.6%, Balochis 5.1%, and Pathans 13.1% of the population, corresponding to the four parts of the country where these languages are spoken. Sindhi is spoken in the rural Sindh, whereas Urdu in urban Sindh. Now, this is again very interesting. Gujarati is used in the influential minorities as well. So, in the processes of urbanization and in the desire to be modernized, there is a shift from these local languages to Urdu. As far as NWFP is concerned, Pashto is the language of majority of population, though one district, Hazara, uses Hindko. So we are left with Balochistan, and Balochistan has multiple languages. It has Balochi, Pashto, Barohi, and a sprinkling of Saraiki, as well as Punjabi in different parts of Balochistan. So overall, the linguistic picture of Pakistan is very complicated, with multilingualism and with the coexistence of regional and local dialects and languages alongside Urdu as a national language and English as a lingua franca and official language.